Hey,
Welcome back
welcome back.
to TAE Time Podcast. What you doing? What you saying, huh? Are you? It's kind of been a long thing. Not gonna lie, it's been spending last few weeks in up and down misery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just between like his sickness and then mine, and then his getting worse, and
Yeah,
then
no, honestly, like I literally was sick. Then I had like a cough. Then after, as the cough was running down, I got fucking tonsils and sore, and just feeling like shit. And I got this fucking like mucus, whatever the pus kiss is. I don't know what the fuck it is. Anyway.
it's pretty much gone now though. But
And it's like a spot with mucus in anyway, whatever, on my bottom lip. I've just been suffering, like honestly, just on some antibiotics trying to fucking get better. But you know, we out here. It is what it is. I'll never take my tonsils for granted again. Never take my lip not being swollen for granted again. You know, you forget what blessings you get every day, but it's not having anything for real.
exactly.
Last month or so has been terrible, innit? But enough of that. Who cares? How about you? What's the story?
Yeah, we're here, healed finally.
Well, healing.
Healing. Well, I'm pretty much
Yeah,
back
look
to normal.
you,
So.
innit?
But what have we been doing? I think one of the main things that kind of stands out to me is the anime that we watched, and I feel like I just want to bring it up because I think it's really, really good.
Nicoletta's most recent favorite anime.
Oh, it's so good. It's
Kotaro
lives alone,
Yeah.
and it's just you need to watch it basically, but it's just about this kid, you know, living by himself and just kind of navigating life, and obviously lives alone because that's the main character's name.
Yeah, Kotaro.
And it's just very, very interesting. It's on Netflix, so I even recommended it to my mom. My mom, who doesn't like watch cartoons, as she says. So I'll see what she says.
A lot of people don't like watch animated stuff because like, oh, that's for kids, but you don't realize like how much like animated stuff is actually really good. And not even just like anime, like, you know, you got stuff like Adventure Time, all these type of shows, Gravity Falls, to name a few. They're all really fucking good shows, and they have like really adult themes as well and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. I think I cried at pretty much every single episode.
Well, that was more towards near the end, I'd say, as they were like revealing a lot more of his backstory. Like at the start, it's like a little funny. Like
I think I was
tidbits.
just emotional throughout it all because, you know, it's a kid living by himself. So then automatically I'm like upset. So yeah, I think it's very emotional. There are two main scenes that got me like definitely bawling, like the balloon scene and the glove scene. And if you know, you know.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's a good anime. Would definitely recommend, and it's not long either. Like it's like 10 episodes, all like 20-something minutes. So
yeah, pretty much binge watch in one day. So
you can bang it out in like 3-4 hours. Like not even like 3 hours. You can bang it out if you really want. But yeah, no, and it's not boring. It holds your attention for the entire time.
yeah, it's not like, you know, a lot of useless scenes like they just drag on.
There's nothing more I hate than fucking useless scenes. Fucking watch it. Nicoletta made me watch Bridgerton. Watch the first season. We're not watching the second season because even the first episode was shit. We didn't even finish half of it. Like, it was so bad. But the first season, like towards the end, it was just long, fam. You know, like, and I hate this. Like, shows always do it. Like, they always like drag shit on. Like, you know, like when they run out of like story to tell, but they need to get this X amount of episode mark hit, and they just drag shit on like unnecessarily. That shit just vexes me. I'm not gonna lie.
But I think it's so much more. It's easier to do it when it's like in person, like people, versus like an anime where there's like a lot of work
exactly.
being done.
Like like the thing, it's harder to do in like cartoons because like if you want to purposely drag things on, you're literally it's gonna take you weeks to make scenes to drag it on. You know. Like, you know, there's a lot of time and money involved. So unless you have a lot of money and it's like a long running series, it's literally not worth your time dragging shit on.
Exactly, because it's like taking a couple of weeks to make a scene by a couple of people versus getting like an actor to act something for like a 15-minute scene.
Yeah, exactly.
And then cut it out if you don't like it.
Yeah, no, it's a fucking long thing. I hate it. You know, there was also another show we watched recently that was kind of like that. I can't remember, but I was complaining towards the end that it was just too long. But yeah, no, a lot of shows be doing that. Oh, I don't like Lupin did that a little bit at it was the second season or no, second half of the first season, and then they announced the second season. I'm like, why? You know, but
But I don't think it was Lupin. I think Lupin was actually quite good.
No, because I told you I hated the fact that after the thing they like said, oh, another like X amount of episodes, and it was just so long.
I think you dragged on. I think
you definitely dragged on. You dragged on like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Even the first season was long at the end, and the second season was long.
But the thing is, I'll still watch it. I'll still watch the next season. I just wish it stopped where it was in the last season. I felt like it was a good ending. It was like, leave it up to your own interpretation of what happens after.
What was the ending again?
When he followed the girl to like Paris or something.
Oh yes, and then it should have ended there.
Just leave it up to me to make out whatever.
There's more. Like, but the thing is he gonna be in Paris? Like,
I don't know. Maybe I think it'll be interesting. I'll watch it anyway, just because I find like the main character, he's really really good, and I'm like, I think he's gonna do great anyway, because he has done great in this.
He's a good actor. I won't give him.
It's just like, long.
The story is just not working in his favor.
Yeah.
It's so fucking long, man. Like, I don't understand why all these fucking Hollywood bigwigs think everything has to become a series. Obviously, because it gets more money. But, like, some things can just be short and done. Like, a good story told, and just you move on with your fucking life.
Yeah.
Not some shit that's like, everyone enjoyed that so much, let's make more money.
Yeah.
You know, like, obviously, but make more money with a new thing.
Yeah.
Try new things. Fucking stop doing reenactments of everything. It's like fucking, you don't watch Attack on Titan, but everyone who watches Attack on Titan will understand. The Attack on Titan is actually a finished story. Like, the manga is already finished. It's a very good story. The anime has been fucking amazing for 87 episodes, right? But the thing is, this is the season 4, the final season. Season 4, the final season, right? The final part, I should say. The final part. And there was part 1 of the final part. And we're like, okay. So they played out that season, whatever amount of episodes, and then we had to wait like a year or whatever. We got the second, and we got part 2 of the final part. And we thought the final part was going to end with like 87 and then have like a movie. And then they announced, no, part 3 of the final part is coming out at the end. The thing is, though, at least it's following the source material, so the story is still good.
Okay.
But it's just annoying that they keep doing this seasonal basis and just finishing it off, you know? Because everyone's just like, fucking hell, we have to wait again to watch another fucking 13 episodes to the end.
It's kind of giving like Hunger Games part 1, 2, and then Mockingjay part 1 and 2, and it's like,
you know, like you can just give us all the episodes, you know? Like, they could have just given us 24 episodes and finished it off, or like 26 episodes and finished it off. But decided to purposely give us 13 and then another 13, you know? But
then ironically, like, the shows that you do want to have like a second season of, and it's like, they're probably scrapping that. Like, I think you were saying that might be the case for Alice in Borderland, and it's like a show I genuinely really enjoyed, and it's like, they're like, no.
Or they're like, a really good anime is fucking there was a part-timer, that shit is funny as fuck. Me, like, I watched that and I was laughing. I got the boys to watch it and they're laughing. It is so fucking funny. Never got a second season.
Really?
No, literally. And I watched it when I was like a teenager as well. Like, no, that shit is funny as hell. There is rumors that apparently the second season is coming out apparently after like fucking 8 years or 10 years or some shit.
That, I suppose.
I don't know if that's true anyway. Like, the source material, like, the manga actually has like stuff, so they could have done it, but they just never did. But it was funny as fuck, and they just never made a second season of it. You know, shit like that. And I'm like, and the thing is, for stuff like that, it's very easy to make more seasons because it's just comedy, right? But when it's a fucking story, like, finish it off where it needs to be finished off. Like literally, like, it's kind of like a pet peeve of mine, like, you know, is that the story will come to a conclusion, like, and you can tell that they made it purposely to end right here. Yeah. But then they got so much good recognition and money from it that the studio's like, you need to do more. They're like, but we finished it. No, you need to do more. They're like, fuck, okay. Then they contrive some bullshit out of their ass to continue on to the next story. And it's never as good because the artist has already seen the clinical ending of their thing. You know, the magnus opus of their work, essentially. You know, like the pinnacle of the end, like the ending they wanted, and then but then you just force them to continue after that. So they're like, what the fuck do I do? And then it's not their fault. They just write some bullshit, and then you're like stuck with whatever amount of seasons of bullshit after that.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched like Riverdale, and I don't know what the story was with Riverdale, But if you've watched it, like, you know, you had a nice couple of seasons, and then it just got so fucking weird, and like it was like, what am I watching? You know, I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore. Completely stopped watching it. But it's just stuff that just doesn't make sense. It doesn't run with the storyline. To just keep it going because there's a fan base and people want to watch it.
Nah, honestly, but yeah, that's like my 10-minute rant on fucking TV bullshit anyway. But
yeah, a big part of our lives, I suppose.
But we actually have some substance for you today. You know, we actually have some. We're back with our Reddit stories. You know.
Yeah, I think it's about time. It's been a while since we've done one, and we should have said at the start, like, skip to 10 minutes in.
Yeah, I'll put in chapters. No, I'll put in chapters on the YouTube video to just be like, yeah, you can just go to this time and it'll start the Reddit stories.
Awesome. Well, here we are with some Am I the Asshole Reddit stories, okay? These are handpicked by Farouk, so if they suck.
I literally, just forewarning, I read the heading, didn't read the rest, and I was like, I might have scanned through some and been like, but I just like said, and it's just, we'll see how it goes.
I have a couple of saved as well. So.
Yeah, fuck, we have I'm gonna tune you into a secret right now. We're gonna read some stories. If we don't like it, we're just gonna cut it out of the episode.
Scrap it out.
So yeah.
Here we go. Am I the asshole for making a dad joke? Note, my stepdaughter Madeline was about a year old when I married her mother, Jessica. Madeline's father died before she was born. Madeline is currently 15 and she's rebelling for almost everything. She did something bad, so while picking her up, I set a punishment for her. Then she said, "You're not my dad. I don't have to follow you." Honestly, I got a bit hurt from that, but I understand that she didn't mean it and that she'd probably change. I just replied, "I'm still your legal guardian for the next 3 years, and as long as you're in my house, you have to follow my rules." That happened about 2 days ago, so our family was going grocery shopping when Madeline said, "I'm hungry, I need food." I decided to be extremely cheeky and say, "Hi, hungry, I'm not your dad." My son just started to laugh uncontrollably. My daughter was just quiet with embarrassment, and my wife was berating me not to stoop down to her level. And I honestly thought it was just a funny joke, and my son agrees, so am I the asshole?
Yeah. So, funny enough about that one, like, in the title is, like, he, like, has the badges, and everyone says, like, everyone sucks here, or whatever. I don't think so. I think the dad is perfectly not the asshole in the situation. I understand, like, she was upset by it and whatever, but it's like a harmless joke, you know, like being a little cheeky after what she said to you that was hurtful, you know, like being a little bit petty. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of pettiness, you know, and, you know, you're just doing that and he's just having a little bit of fun.
It's giving, like, if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, you know, and, like, the son had a little laugh, you know, but she obviously didn't like it because, like, she took it to heart, but, like, no, bitch, did you not just say like a day ago, fuck you, you're not my dad? Yeah. Well, after this guy, like, you didn't even know your dad, not one. Two, this guy's been taking care of you since you were 1 year old. You might have, as far, if they never told you, you would have never known.
Yeah.
You know, you would have never known. So, like, would have been a little, like, joke thing, you know, whatever. But she was just, like taking him, being rebellious. Like, nah, you got your just deserves. Like, no one's going to protect your feelings in the real world, you know?
But, like, I also think that, like, he was probably really hurt when she said that. Absolutely. So why is that not taken into account, like, you know, the whole story?
Like, and, like, so it's just, like, I was like, man, anyone who's saying everyone sucks here can go fuck off. Like, it's just a little harmless joke. Like, it's not that deep. Like, you'll go talk about it afterwards and clear it up and be like, you know, I was only messing and it will be like a little discussion, like, you know, you hurt my feelings when you said that, you know, because I've been taking care of you for fucking 14 years in your life, you know?
Yeah.
And everything, you know, and I just thought it was a little joke thing. And then she's like, you know, I was just being stupid, blah, 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 blah. And then you hug it out, you move on with your life. You know, go play some Elden Ring together. You know, like, end of story. Like, it's really not that deep.
Exactly. And actually here in the edit he says, "I did adopt her, so legally I am her parent," which just kind of makes it even more of a, like, should be just a funny joke, because clearly she didn't take him as, like, being her dad, so he's just playing into it. I think it's just funny. It's not that deep.
It's a funny
Yeah, I don't agree with the overall result of this. Everyone sucks. I don't think he sucks. I think he's just a bit funny.
Yeah, he's a little funny man. A little funny man.
Am I the asshole for telling my extended family how many men, roughly, my sister has slept with after she outed our youngest brother as a virgin?
Fucking, I saw that title and I was like, yeah, I'm screenshotting this right away.
Okay, so we had a family dinner this evening. My family has 4 kids in total: me, my elder sister, younger sister, and youngest brother. Extended family attended our family dinner, so all of our significant others, our cousin, aunts, everyone was there. During the dinner, my eldest sister and youngest brother got into a mild disagreement. My sister seemed, at least to me, to be coming across as very aggressive out of frustration and losing said argument. The two of them were too absorbed in their argument to realize that the rest of us were getting a bit fed up. Eventually, my sister got really fed up and said, "Shut up, I'm not going to argue with a 22-year-old virgin." My brother hadn't done any personal attacks up until that point. It was completely unprovoked. I think it might have been the alcohol, as my sister is a mean drunk. Anyway, I immediately told my sister to grow up and that she was making an embarrassment of herself. She replied by saying everyone knows he's a virgin and she didn't say anything wrong. This annoyed me as my bro definitely has confidence issues and doesn't need to be made fun of like this. So I responded by saying how she slept with well over 100 men while she was in college, and that since everyone in the family knows, this is not a big deal, right? Turns out her husband didn't know this amazingly. I genuinely assumed he must have known. He left the party angrily, saying my sister misled him about her past. Families blaming me for their marital problems. I refuse to accept I did anything wrong. My sister bullied my brother in front of everyone. All I did was give her a taste of her own medicine.
Bro. Yo, player. Yo, man. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like, what was it? Did people say it was an asshole or everyone sucks here? What was the tag for that one?
Everyone sucks here.
I don't fucking agree with that whatsoever, bro. I think she got her just desserts. She was fucking ragging on her brother, being like, "You're a 22-year-old virgin." Well,
Yeah.
you should go fuck yourself. And he said, "Oh yeah, you slept with 100 people in college." We all know that because we all know he's a virgin. We all know you slept with 100 people. It's not my fault that you didn't tell your husband.
Yeah.
That's really not my problem. That's a knock-on effect of your own decisions, right? And it is what it is. Like, you never told us, "Hey, by the way, don't tell my husband this because I've been lying to him." And, you never told us. We need to know. We said it. It happened. Because fair is fair. All is fair in love and war. Like, you literally said it. They can do it back. Like, tit for tat. I hate when people, like, dish things and they can't take it back. You know, it's like it's kind of like it's back kind of like similar to last stories. Like, people cannot dish something out. People love to be like the victim and they love to be like the one who like will be a dickhead. But then when you do something bad, they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you've done that. I can't believe you've done that."
But do you know what I hate even more? I hate the mentality. Like, when other people listening or whatever are like, "Don't stoop to their level." No, I will. I will stoop to their level. And if it's the only way that I'll get through their, thick skull, that like, I can say back whatever you said to me, it won't affect them. Like, why should I be the bigger person and just stay hurt?
Like, to be honest, I'm a big proponent of being the bigger person. I always say that. I'm like, just be the bigger person. And I do live that in my life. But like, in scenarios like this, it's not even about being the bigger person.
But technically it is. Because it's like, why bring that up? And like, you should just let
I feel like this is I think when it comes to family, it's a different story. It's like, yes, you should be the bigger person. But I feel like if the brother had said it would have been a different story. I'd be like, "Oh, I should be the bigger person," right? But I feel like this is you standing up for your sibling, right? As in, like, you don't like it because like the kid didn't say anything.
Wait. Why wouldn't have he been able to say that?
What I mean is, like, he didn't bring any personal affairs into this. He was being the bigger person.
But what if he said it after she said it to him?
I would have been like, "Oh yeah, tit for tat," but at the same time, it's like, "Oh yeah, be the bigger person."
So he has to be the bigger person, but someone else interfering is completely fine.
It has nothing to do.
No, that's not how it works.
But like, either way, I'm like, he's not the asshole here. She fucked up, and if anything, she's the asshole for like bringing up the entire situation. Like, because the brother clearly never brought anything personal to it. It was just disagreement, whatever. He was just like being very calm and rational about it, and she just like, "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah.
It's like when kids are losing like an argument and they don't accept they're losing their argument, and they're like, "Well, your mom's fat."
Yeah,
your mom's fat.
Whatever comes to their
like something
mouth,
like that, like type of thing. Like, no, like I really don't care. you know?
I don't know. I think it would have been completely valid had he said, well, at least I'm not a whore like you, you know? And then just like...
That would have been saucy.
Drop that.
That would have been ruining family dinners right there. Honestly, I would have. Now, if he did that, I'd be like, you should have been a bigger person, bro. Should have been like, I rate what you did, but you should have been the bigger person.
Okay, but like saying, well, is it better to have just slept with like 100 men? Any better? Like, I mean,
It's also funny that the husband only just found out.
Yeah. Oh.
My guy is just like, what?
Wait a minute.
That's like. Not just one college football team. That's like a few college football teams.
See, she should have told me she fucked just the college football team.
You know, like, he's like, God damn. But, like, did he think she was like... But the thing is, the fact that he walked out because it was that bad, like, was she pretending to be, like, a pure saint to him?
I don't know.
Because if it's, like, so far away from, like, the image, like... he perceived of her that he had that it was such a mental shock.
Yeah.
You know?
And the fact that they're married also tells me they've been together for at least 2 years.
Yeah, you know, so like it's like it was such a mental shock to him that he's like, whoa, what?
Imagine she's like, I'm keeping myself for marriage, and then just finds out there like
nah, bro, 100 people ran through her.
No, I don't know. Does everyone suck here?
No, I think it's just...
I think she's the asshole for bringing it up. And then whatever happens after, nobody's an asshole because you brought it to the table. So. Yeah,
you know, you put the words out there. You got to be ready to get them back.
It's on her.
You know, it's a mad thing.
So, this next story. Am I the asshole for punishing my son after he said something racist? Ooh. No, moving on to the next story. Just kidding. Okay, so about a week ago, my family ordered Chinese food for delivery. When the delivery driver came to the door, my daughter was taking the cat upstairs to put it in her room because he always tries to eat the food. My son loudly says, "Make sure to hide the cat from the Chinese guy." As I am at the door getting the food from the Chinese delivery driver, he very obviously heard what my son said and was upset by it. I quickly apologized and took the food. I told my son that racist jokes were completely unacceptable and very wrong, and he refused to admit that what he did was wrong. So later that night, I forced my son to write a sincere apology to the delivery driver, as well as write 1-page paper on Chinese culture and 1-page paper on racism and how racism is perpetuated by racist jokes and stereotypes. Then the next day, I took him to the restaurant and had him read his apology out loud to the delivery driver as well as give him the papers he wrote. The driver was very appreciative of the apology and thanked me for making my son do it. He then told my son about multiple instances where he had faced racist comments and attacks from people while he was a delivery driver. That night, my husband and I got into an argument about making our son do this. He told me it was embarrassing for his son to have to do the apology and that the punishment didn't fit the crime. I told him that it was very much more embarrassing for the driver to have to face that kind of racism and racist stereotypes, and that our son would get over the embarrassment. I do not condone any kind of hateful thinking in my house, and the fact that my son said that embarrassed me as well. My husband told me that it was just a joke and it wasn't that big of a deal. I feel like I might have overreacted at some, but I think it's important to help my son understand how what he said was wrong and hurtful.
Nah, fair play to the mom there, fam. What you saying? You know, big props. Clap for you, you know, bravo. No, honestly, that was the right thing to do. Like, the dad, I think, is a fucking dumbass, bro.
It's a bit of a racist.
It's a bit of a closet racist. But nah, for real, nah. The mom was absolutely right there. Like, you gotta, like, that's how you stop people from being racist, by fucking being like, yo, that's not cool. Yeah. And especially with your kids, like, because whatever mentality you pass to them is what's going to pass on to the next generation and so on and so forth, you know? So, like, she made sure, like, and it's not that deep. She's like, write an apology, write a page essay about fucking racism,
educate yourself.
Which it's not really that deep. It's just writing. And it also, the knock-on effect is that he gets educated as he's writing it, you know? And then your man talking to him then, as he said the apology, after he said the apology, giving him a lesson, like, yo, I faced this, like, this shit's real, like, for me, you know, this is my life. You know, it makes him more self-aware. I'm like, holy shit. You know, maybe what I did is actually really not that cool. You know, because, like, he might have been, like, pissed off writing that stuff and whatever. But definitely when he's listening, if he's not a piece of shit, like listening to your man talk, he's like, oh fuck, you know, actually I wasn't wrong, you know, and stuff like that. And for real, like, no, big props to the mom. The dad's a dumbass, bro. Like,
it sounds like the dad needs to do some research for himself.
yeah, he needs to fucking write a 10-page essay on fucking racism.
Because if at that big age of his,
he's like, embarrassing. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It's not embarrassing.
Yeah, I think it just kind of would probably make the kid think twice about things if he's still an asshole and doesn't like see the issues with just being racist.
Buy the cat from the Chinese man.
Yeah,
Shut the fuck up.
it's so embarrassing. Like, I'm really glad that she did that, and I would hope that even behind closed doors, even if had he not heard it, I would still hope that she would have taken action and make him realize that what he said was wrong.
Yeah,
because I think a lot of times things are just like passed because like, haha, like it's just
Didn't get caught.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, no, she definitely doesn't. She's definitely not the asshole.
No.
I'd say the husband is the asshole out of all of them, because I can say, okay, the kid is like 13. Let's just say he didn't know better. I can say that he's like a young teenager, whatever. He probably didn't know better, but you know what I mean?
He's growing, like.
He's growing. And I think what the mom did was a good lesson, but the biggest asshole is definitely the dad. Like, at his big age, he's still not like...
At your big age,
you know?
You're still acting a fool.
Yeah, it's really embarrassing. So, moving on. Okay, so, am I the asshole for wearing the joke bikini my friend got me? So it was my birthday a couple of months ago. Had a party, got some gifts. My friend Mandy, for me, I assume that meant got for me, a super cute bikini. I liked it, said thanks. She had ripped the tags off, but whatever. Anyway, went to the community pool with my roommate, wore a bikini, got in the water. Roommate immediately is like, girl. I look and see that the bikini is now kind of see-through. Haha, good joke, Mandy. Anyway, Mandy invited me over to her place to hang out with her and her boyfriend and a few others. Most leave and we're still hanging out. I'm like, hey, what if we get in your hot tub? I go change after them and meet her boyfriend in the hot tub. She's getting a few drinks. I hop in, immediately he's looking at my chest. I pretend I don't notice and just make small talk. She comes out a few minutes later and just looks a bit shocked. Eventually she gets in and says, is that the one I bought? Yeah, I love it. I wear it everywhere. Makeup stuff about how I wore it to the beach, some party with lots of guys, etc., etc. And she's like, oh. We're in the hot tub for 20-30 minutes. Eventually we get out and change. She approached me after and she was like, I'm sorry, thought you'd notice, but it goes kind of see-through. I'm like, yeah, I know. Why'd you buy me a fucking see-through bathing suit? She's like, it's a joke. Wait, you knew? So you just spent 30 minutes flashing my boyfriend on purpose? I reply, I'm just wearing my birthday gift from her. Anyway, am I the asshole?
This one's a sticky one still, because I get, like, I don't know if Mandy came from a place of ill intent with that joke bikini, right? I think, like, the ill intent maybe could be seen from the point at which she let her wear it to the community pool, like, which means there was a bunch of people around, and then it kind of went see-through, and then she's like, oh shit. I think it would have been, I feel like that's a bit ill intent. So that's why your one is a little bit pissed off, rightfully so. But if it was like a situation where she's like, gives her the gift and she's like, let's go hang around my pool now. And then she does it inside closed doors and it's like, haha, look at that, nice joke. That's a little bit of fun.
Just with the girls.
But allowing her to go to a community pool with people, that's why I feel like your one wanted to get revenge. But then at the same time, this is where I'm going to have to say it. She should have been the bigger person. I get it. I really get that she was pissed off about the community pool, but she should have been the bigger person and went to her and been like, hey, I don't mind that you got me this joke thing, but I do mind that you let us go to a community pool and then make me look like a fool in front of a lot of people, right? And like exposing myself in front of a lot of people. And then like, I feel like she should have said that, and then Mandy would have been like, I'm sorry, or whatever, or you like whatever you could have shaped up, like, is this person I really need to keep in my life or not? Like, is this a friend I'm gonna keep, and so on. So like, I feel like based off the whole thing, everyone sucks here, but not your one as much. Like, the one who did it. I feel like she was giving her just desserts back, but the thing is, I feel like she should really have been the bigger person in that scenario. Like, and been like, yeah, because she knew she was winning. Because she said it. She's like, pretend I didn't notice that he was staring at my tits like for whatever amount of time.
So, it sounds to me that she's a pretty confident person because despite like finding out that I see through, she still stayed at the community pool. Yeah. So are you suggesting that women have to have like their nipples covered?
No, absolutely not. But I feel like she was vexed by your one doing it. Like,
she just wore a bathing suit that she didn't mind.
I know, but I feel like your one was vexed that her friend kind of like came from a place of ill intent. That's what I'm talking about. It's not even about the exposing.
But
like,
she brought the bikini in like, oh my God, for her friend to see. I don't know that she even knew her boyfriend was going to be there.
No, I feel like she did. Because she says it like saying the whole, oh, I pretended not to notice. So she knew what she was doing. She was doing it on
like
purpose.
As in she already brought the bikini there before she even knew.
I assume she knew like whatever. But either way, I feel like it's not even about the exposing. Forget about the exposing. Exposing doesn't matter. Like, who gives a shit? Like, right? Everyone can. They're fucking new bitches or whatever. I don't give a fuck about that. Like, the exposing thing is not the problem. The problem is going tit for tat in this scenario when you could have just called your one out if you had a problem with. Because I'm the type of person that's like, if someone does something to offend me or I feel offended by, I feel like instead of trying to be like, how can I get them back or how can I do something? I'm gonna tell you, hey, listen here, fuck you for what you did. And I hope you weren't doing it on purpose, but fuck you for what you did.
I don't know that she's like quite mad about it because, like I said, she was in the community pool, noticed, and she was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, but I don't think she's mad about the exposing. That's what I'm saying. I think she doesn't like that her friend was doing it that she's confident with herself, obviously. Yeah. Right? But I feel like she felt like her friend was doing it to like embarrass her. You get me? And I feel like she doesn't like that. And that's where I kind of read it from, that she doesn't like that her friend was trying to embarrass her. I don't feel like she was embarrassed. I feel like she was perfectly fine. She sounds like a confident person, you said. But I feel like she felt her friend was trying to embarrass her and she was trying to get back to her friend for doing that. It's like, oh, you think you can embarrass me? Let me fucking get your man's ugly at me instead.
That's not embarrassing, though. I think that's just like, I just want to wear the bikini that you gave me. I don't think she's an asshole.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just feel like she should call her out first, and then even if she wanted to wear it to the thing, I wouldn't have cared. Like,
yeah, but like maybe she just didn't feel like.
I felt like she should have called her out.
I don't think she felt like calling her out.
But yeah, I guess it's one of those things,
It's like she just wanted free the nipple, I suppose.
Yeah.
She's like,
either way, like I feel like, if that was me, I'd just been like, yeah, fuck you. I don't care, but fuck you.
Really? Why?
Because as I said, I think she came with a place from ill intent to try and embarrass her, and she just didn't get embarrassed.
Yeah.
So I feel like.
She's an asshole for that, but I think it's how you respond to things matters a lot more, which clearly
and that's what I'm saying. Instead of just calling her out, because I feel like playing these games, I just don't get the idea of playing these games. Like, I'm just like, just call the person out when someone pisses you off.
Would you not just wear it and be like, oh yeah, this is the same suit that you gave me and I wore it in public, but I just wanted to wear it here because I'm more comfortable around you guys?
You see, but I feel like that's such a backhanded compliment slap, like fuck you, instead of just saying fuck you. I don't like, that's one thing I don't like. I hate when people don't say shit to my face.
Yeah.
I'm like,
maybe she technically is saying it.
No, because it's backhanded. It's sly.
Yeah, but it's like,
don't like.
It's the same suit that you let me go in public.
I don't like when people are sly. I hate when people are sly. I feel like, be upfront with me and tell me fuck me, or I go tell you fuck you.
But I don't think she was mad to that extent.
I don't know. Either way,
clearly she wasn't even mad.
To me, it felt sly. To me, it seemed
She's
sly.
just wearing your suit and you're just mad about it. Why are you mad about her wearing your suit?
Nah, fuck. It's not about the suit. It's about being sly.
Okay, so next story. Am I the asshole for telling my son he deserved his girlfriend breaking up with him? So, my son had a long distance girlfriend recently for about 2 years. She was great, a really nice girl, and we all loved her, welcomed her with open arms. She was flying here constantly to visit him, like a weekend, a month, and he didn't lift a finger to go visit her. I tried talking to him about it several times and told him he should really start looking into flying over to her instead of expecting her to do all the traveling. He said no. And my wife probably had something to do with it, as she constantly told him she was afraid of him flying. I spoke to them both and said this girl is great for him. She was willing to move over to our country too, but said there was one condition, and that was he'd have to fly over to her country too, which is fair enough. He said no, he didn't want to fly or travel anywhere. My son was becoming lazier and lazier, eventually telling his girlfriend and us that he was perfectly fine, never traveling anywhere, including holidays. Last week, he told us she's dumped him. I went on her Facebook page and we're all still friends. She wrote us an apology letter about how she's upset it didn't work out, but these things happen and we're on good terms. And it looks like she's with a new guy already. Me and my wife have no doubt she was seeing him whilst in a relationship with my son. I confessed to them both that I actually agree with her decision and he should have expected it. He did not treat her properly and said I hope he learns his lesson for the next one because he needs to make more of an effort. I said he deserves it for his lack of effort in relationships and for essentially just allowing this girl to spend all her money and time coming here all the time. Wife and son are both upset that I said this, very, very upset, and my wife said I was being horrible. Am I the asshole?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, for real, for real, for real. What the hell? Like, bro, you should have seen that coming. Like, you weren't even making any effort from your side. And fuck the mom, because she was feeding into that shit. But, like, and, like, you're raising your son terribly. Like, but, yeah, it's like relationships are a two-way thing. It can't just be one person constantly coming over and giving effort. The other person got to be doing stuff,
but
too.
I would like to know what their relationship was like when they were together, because I don't think just not wanting to fly is enough of a reason. I think it depends how he treats her on the daily more so than flying over to her place, because I don't think that's a necessity, you know?
But like, if someone's putting an effort from their side to come see you all the time, you should come see them.
But what if he's like, what if I'm just afraid of flying? What if like I just get sick?
But he's not afraid of flying. Yeah?
No, I know what you're saying,
Yeah.
but it's, to me, it's a lot more. I would like to know how he is like with her, how he treats her regularly, if he is putting the effort where he can't. Like if he can't fly, but I hope that he's doing more to
I feel like even if, I feel that the fact that he is just unwilling to go is enough of a like window to show that he probably doesn't do much effort as well in the relationship, because it, like he said, it has nothing to do with anything besides the fact that he doesn't want to fly and the mom is like, yeah, I don't want him to fly. Okay. Right?
Maybe she just has a genuine fear of flying.
But he doesn't have any problem with it. So like the thing is, like, he's just not willing to put the effort. And essentially he told her, I don't ever even want to go on a holiday. I don't want to do anything. Go fuck yourself. Right? And like, he's like, that's that. And if she's perfectly in her right to be like, no, I'm not good. I'm not cool with that. I don't like that you're not willing to put in the effort. And if you're unwilling to move on that, then I'm unwilling. Then I don't want to be with you.
And here's the thing, that's completely acceptable. And I agree with, like, if that's like a must for you and you don't agree with it, that's completely fine. You can leave. Yeah. But I don't think pinning him on, because you're unwilling to fly, you deserve this. That's really unfair. I would like to know why he's like, when he's with her, I'd like to know why he's like with her like every single day. Because like, if he's just putting all the effort, be like, I really want you to move over, like I really want this to work, I just genuinely like, I don't want to fly.
I don't know. I feel like if you're lazy in a certain aspect, you're pretty much lazy in the other aspect.
But that's the thing, like, I don't like, I want to know more than what, because the dad just said about flying, and I think it's a lot more than that.
Yeah, but I feel like there's definitely a lot more than that, but like I feel like it's not on his side. I feel like it's probably negative. Yeah. And like the dad was like, yeah, you got what you deserved. And if that was my kid, I'd say the same shit. I'd be like, yeah, you fucking play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Like, the fuck, obviously it was gonna happen. Yeah. You know, and I'd just be like, it's your fault, deal with it, man up, like, fucking. And then if my wife was like, yo, that's wrong, I'm like, no, fuck you, fuck him. Like, you're both stupid. You aided. I'd also give out to my wife. I'm like, you aided him to end up in this stupid situation that he's in because he was unwilling to do stuff and just like do whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's not a good thing you're teaching anyone. So I'd be like, no, you're both stupid. She rightfully left him. Like, clearly the fact that she was with the new guy near the end meant that she was already feeling neglected and whatever. And then there was some guy she was talking to. And I don't even fault her for that. After he was not willing to put in any effort, like, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I see what you mean, but like also I'm kind of like, I wish we got more of the story, just because it feels like, oh, he's not willing to fly over. So obviously it sounds like there's more, and it sounds like he's neglecting her in different like aspects of their relationship, but I just like to know how he is like. So yeah. Am I the asshole for leaving the hospital after my husband called for his mom instead of me? My husband was in hospital for a surgery that involved anesthesia. Anesthesia?
Yeah, anesthesia.
His mom came to wait with me there, but didn't speak to me because we have been having some minor disagreements. She offered me coffee, but I declined politely. Hours after the surgery, we were told one person goes in the room for the day since he was still under anesthesia. From what I understand, he woke up calling for his mom. The nurse asked for his mom to go in, and she did. I was irritated and felt like all this waiting and stressing out got ignored. The nurse told me that he was still not fully awake, and he was repeatedly calling for his mom spontaneously. She was basically hinting that I shouldn't get worked up over a natural reaction from my husband, but I couldn't help but feel irked. I wanted to go home, so I left after 10 minutes. His mom called saying she got out of the room after I left, so I could get some time with him, but instead I couldn't wait and went home. She said this was not okay, and I flew off the handle for no reason. I said that her son acted like I wasn't there, but she said that he cannot be blamed for something he can't control, and I'm just being unfair to him and putting blame on him because of a disagreement between her and I. I cut the conversation short after I sensed that she somehow blamed me for being unacknowledged and ignored. Her husband texted later saying I'm being hostile over nothing and that I should focus on my husband's health instead of acting petty. But I don't think I did anything that qualifies as petty.
Nah, she definitely was petty. Nah, she's the asshole in this scenario. What the hell? Some people, it wouldn't be me. Sorry, Mom. I know she actually watches episodes, but it wouldn't be me because I don't go around. I don't go around calling for anybody when I'm sick or like in a dazed state because I like to do things on my own. So and stuff like that, but I don't even think I call for anyone in that scenario. You get me? Like I literally just
yeah,
it's
like you could have one person in here if it was like nobody.
Yeah, I'd be like, I literally say nobody, or something like that. I don't want anyone around. But what's it called? Like he's clearly like a lot of guys, a lot of kids.
I think I would call for my mom.
They're so close with their mom because their mom's always been taking care of them ever since they're sick. So like when you're in like a woozy state, you're going like, oh mom, like mommy, whatever the fuck, and that's perfectly reasonable. I guess she was like vexed because she's on good terms with mom. She's like, oh my god, but come on, it's not that deep. Yeah. Like this, your husband is going through something. I think you should care more about that than all this fucking wala that you're having in your life. And then so she's being very petty, and like the mom was literally kind enough to be like, get out of the room, to be like, hey, not even the coffee.
Oh yeah, but
get out of the room. It's like, hey, you go in now. Like I don't want.
And she wasn't even there.
And she wasn't there. Like, bitch, all you had to do was wait.
Yeah.
You literally just had to wait.
So what I dislike about the story is the way she says, oh, despite me being all stressed out, like, he didn't call me. And it's like, the mom was stressed too. This is her son.
Everyone is stressed.
Like, why is this about you? Like, this is about him being, like having a surgery or whatever. So like, if his mom is his comfort person, let the mom be his comfort person. Like, I don't see the problem. Like, I think she's just so petty. Definitely.
Yeah, I know. She's being ultra petty and she doesn't want to accept it. Like, she's just like, man, shut the fuck up. I bet I bet this stupid girl would still be the same person to call for her mommy too. You know?
Yeah, it probably would.
Like, why are you lying?
And he wouldn't even. I bet you he'd be like, yeah, that's completely fine.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, cool, whatever,
But I think, like you said, the fact that the mom did come out after and was like, oh, like, for her to go.
Because, like, if she was really a dickhead and, like, didn't like her, she would just stay there and say, fuck you. But she's like, despite our beef right now, this is your husband as well. Please go in and see him. Yeah. Like, despite our beef. Whereas she was like, no, fuck you. Should be only me. Go fuck yourself. Get the fuck out of my sight.
It's like, Joe, I'll fuck you in your illness.
So, honestly, it's crazy. I don't rate that.
So, am I the asshole for serving my sister's husband dinner using toy utensils? Huh? This is a 17-year-old male, moved in with my sister after my parents kicked me out for coming out. Another story. They said I'll be here temporarily till I get back to normal, which I don't think I will. But anyway, so I moved in with my sister and her husband about a month ago. For information, she does everything around the house. I started helping out here and there, as well as looking after a 2-year-old niece, and now she's 6 months pregnant. Brother-in-law does nothing because he's the breadwinner, as he claims, but in my opinion, he's taking it a bit too far. For example, he'd tell her to start his laundry once he takes off his clothes, put dinner on the table once he's home, get the shower ready, and so on. Get the shower ready?
I was like, what the fuck?
They fight a lot because my sister is exhausted and burnt out. I usually put my headphones on and mind my own business, but 2 nights ago, there was a lot of commotion once he got home, so I went to see what the issue was. Turns out brother-in-law was complaining about dinner and my sister was too exhausted to get up. I mean, the dinner was already cooked, but he wanted her to put it out for him on the table. I told my sister I'd do it, but instead of using the kitchen utensils, I used my niece's toy utensils like toy cup, toy plate, toy fork, and knife, and a tiny napkin. I put the food on the toy plate and the drink on the toy cup while my brother-in-law was in the shower. He then came into the kitchen and sat down and stared at the plate for a few seconds. He then looked at me and asked what the hell was this and whether I was joking or not. I told him if he wanted to act like a helpless child, then he might as well get treated like one. He began yelling at my sister and my sister came inside. He then threw the napkin and stormed off upon saying that I'm being disrespectful to him and that he'll let my parents know about what I did. My sister saw what I'd done and started laughing. I went inside my room, but the argument didn't stop. Now he's expecting an apology for me meddling his marriage and pulling this crappy stunt on him. I could be the asshole for this, but I was just so mad for my sister and also sick and tired of being sick and tired of the nightly fighting over dinner.
I don't think he's the asshole because I thought that was hella funny. But I think he should have given the plate instead. But hold on. And then sat down, like when your man was in dinner, and talked to him and be like, yo, I don't rate what you're doing to my sister. And because I feel like that does more than this whole, like, it's funny, haha, but, like, it doesn't really, like, go anywhere. Like, you know, your man's learning nothing besides getting vexed, you know?
He's just going to get even more mad at
exactly.
the sister. Yeah,
I feel like he should just give him the plate and sat down and be like, yo, I don't rate what you're doing with my fucking sister, and, like, explain from his perspective, right? And that's what I would personally do, you know? I wouldn't have thought of that. That's genius. I'm not going to lie, it's genius. But at the same time, it doesn't solve anything. It's just comedic for comedic purposes, you know. But and so I would have rather actually try to solve the situation. I mean, like, yo, don't be a fucking child, you know. Like, my sister is literally here being 6 months pregnant, fucking doing all this shit for you, and like, I don't give a fuck that you're making money, right? But the fact is, like, both of these things are your children, right? You gotta fucking care for them, obviously, like, you know, and stuff like this. And I would rather just have that conversation and just, like, even if he got mad, at least it's then now in the back of his fucking head after I've mentioned it to him and he's got to think about it. But in this situation, he's just mad just to be mad, you know? Yeah. But I don't think he's the asshole. Yeah. But I think he should have gone around. She should have gone about it a better way.
Yeah. I don't know. At the same time, this is 17-year-olds. Like, some 17-year-olds are more mature, some are less mature. And so, like, I just think the solution here is just very funny. Yeah. Because, like, I feel like at that age, you know, when you feel like resentment towards someone, the last thing you want to do is sit down and calmly talk to them because you cannot calm yourself down like that. You know, it would be a very mature response. So I think the next best thing here was to, you know.
Well, yeah, no, either way, like, yeah, no, your man's a fucking, the shower, I don't understand getting the shower ready. Like, how the fuck do you get the shower? Do you just turn it on for them and then let it heat up?
I don't know, like warm their towel or...
No, that's hella dumb, bro. You guys,
I know. I think he's expecting a lot, and I think he really shouldn't be told that, like, you know, his wife is going through a lot here.
Yeah, but I think he's just one of those classic men, you know.
Yeah, like, I'm the breadwinner.
All I need to do is bring money, and then you do everything else. And because in their head, the mentality is like, you literally wouldn't be surviving right now if I didn't give you money. So you need to repay me by doing whatever, which is fucked mentality. My personal
topic
opinion,
for another episode because I actually have it written down. So
yeah, watching y'all.
Tune in, maybe the next episode.
But hopefully you enjoyed the Reddit stories. You know, hopefully you had a good time and that. So we'll see you next time.
Till next time.
Peace.